Hey everyone, Voltas here, coming through your speakers. And today we've got a 1v1 matchup on Shattered Temple. This is a replay from the most recent and last MLG of this year in Providence, Rhode Island. I actually got a chance to go to this MLG. It was a good time, got to meet a lot of players, casters, fans, other people. Good time all around. I got back and things got kind of busy, so I haven't had time to cast, but I figured I would get on here and at least cast some more matches. I'm proud to say that I've actually been playing some StarCraft, which means that I'm still not good at the game, but what I can do is I can at least relate and understand what these players are doing, and I think it's been helpful. Hopefully it'll be helpful to my casting. I don't think I ever claimed to be a good StarCraft player. I think one of the things that I can bring to the table, so to speak, for our fans of esports out there is maybe just the common man's interpretation of StarCraft. I know the high-end players and all of the hardcore strategists out there, they can enjoy some of the higher level casters, and I really don't think I can compete with them. But what I can do is I can kind of bring maybe a more simple understanding of StarCraft and expand the horizons for esports in general, because I know just looking at StarCraft from the outside, it can be kind of imposing. Now it does look like we have a 15 hatch from our Zerg player, and I have not introduced them, so getting a little ahead of myself. Let's go ahead and introduce them. We have a Zerg versus Protoss here on Shattered Temple. In the lower left hand or lower 7 o'clock area of Shattered Temple is KiWiKaKi, and I got to hang out with KiWiKaKi. Met him, watched, I believe I might even watch this game, not really sure. Looks like he is preventing our Zerg player from quick expanding, and let's just go up to our Zerg player. This Zerg player, I saw him playing, didn't really get to interact with him much, but he made quite the showing. We had quite a few Koreans at MLG Providence, and that's good to see, the meta games and the groups mixing among themselves. So this is one of the Korean representatives at Providence, and it is Don Ragu, or DRG. So Don Ragu is playing Zerg. He is trying to do, well, it doesn't look like he was even trying to expand, so this probe's going to go ahead and vamoose out of here, because we have we've got quite a few Zerglings coming out of here, and KiWiKaKi does not want to lose that probe. He needs to keep moving. Wow, okay, these Zerglings are going to go straight at the gold, so it looks like we might possibly see a early fast expand, a third expand to the gold area. KiWiKaKi sending this probe over here into this corner, I think, to hide out, stealth out, maybe throw off the Zerg here. Not sure what's going on there. But this Zergling is appropriately kind of scouting around, trying to figure out what's going on. And believe it or not, I think he's actually going to do a little circle around this probe and find it. I'm not sure why it's hiding over here, but Don Ragu is definitely going to see what's going on there. Now, as far as builds, let's look what's going on here. We do have Metabolic Boost coming for Don Ragu. Pretty straightforward Forge Fast Expand from KiWiKaKi so far. Got the cannons up, got a nice little curve wall in here. I don't think he's going to see any real early Zergling aggression anyway. But if that was to occur, I think he was ready for such an attack. So it looks like he's slowly transitioning into, well, he's got 2 gates so far. Nothing really big. It looks like he is gearing up for a macro game, and then looking at what's going on from Don Ragu, destroying those rocks for the gold base, he is actually going to try to, I think he's going to put down a hatch right now. Wow. All right, so we have 3 bases quickly going up for Don Ragu. A few Zerglings out front just to keep KiWiKaKi honest. Make sure that he's at least testing that wall there, and it looks like he is going to be able to manage that. These 2 Zealots almost got caught away from home base, but I guess Don Ragu really wasn't ready to do any kind of aggression at this point. Looks like both players are kind of hunkering down for somewhat of a macro game. So these Zerglings at least put the minimal requirement of aggression on KiWiKaKi for the beginning of the game. And we see 4 Zealots now. That looks like they're going to turn around and push those Zerglings off. That's just enough Zealots to keep Don Ragu from wanting to poke in there. Looks like there's little flowers on top of that Zergling. Oh no, okay. Guess they do have... No, he's got little flowers sprouting out of his head. Cute little Zergling. That Zergling is going to go after this probe. I don't know. KiWiKaKi's doing some strengthening with his probes. But those Zealots are going to be able to save his hide. Or not. Oh no! What are you doing, you poor little guy? Aw. So sad. So sad. So we do have some Zealots and we got some Zerglings mucking about. Looks like Don Ragu will be plenty prepared for these Zealots with the roaches. So I guess KiWiKaKi tit for tat is trying to do at least his minimal requirement of aggression in order to keep the game going. He is going to lose a couple Zealots to that roach aggression. I think that with the number of cannons and he's got 2 gates up, he should be able to fend this push off if he doesn't lose too many Zealots out in the field while they push back here. Now those cannons, and we got another cannon coming up. Nice little succinct wall off. I wouldn't even recommend going in there for Don Ragu. It looks like we've at least got enough set up on KiWiKaKi's part to keep that early or that roach push, timing push out of the way. Now, I'm not sure where that one probe over here went. Maybe that Zergling got him. It seems like KiWiKaKi is at least trying to get some kind of map presence going on. He keeps on poking over here for something. I don't know what he's looking for or what he's planning on doing, but he's definitely going over here. Okay, we do have a Void Ray, which I guess I missed in all that roach attack. So we do have a Stargate and another Void Ray coming around the back. Now we'll see what kind of damage can be done on his part. It looks like we got a hatchery and a layer coming up. So we do have layer technology coming from Don Ragu. This Void Ray could do a lot of damage. He is going directly into the goal base, trying to charge up. I'm not sure if he's fully charged. Okay, he does have second phase of charge going on, and he does look like he is going to be able to take out that queen. Now he is trying to bring in a spore crawler, but I think it's going to be a little bit too late, and there are not a significant number of air defenses on Don Ragu's part right now. So this is going to do some damage, and we do have the Void Rays fully charged, so they are taking apart this setup. We do have Phoenixes augmenting the Void Ray army, and as long as he maintains the full charge on these Void Rays, I could see this doing a lot more damage. Now we do have another queen coming in here picking away, but with a couple fully charged Void Rays, queens are quickly going to go down unless you can mass them up, and I don't see him massing them up. It looks like KiWiKaKi has stopped the production of air units, so this harass is definitely at least started to pay for itself. Heck, it's still going on. Taking out those roaches. Queen trying to back that up and not really doing a good job. Actually, to tell you the truth, that queen was there just in time to keep the Void Rays fully charged. Fully charged. Sorry, I had to use the Husky thing. It does look like he is going to be pushed off of that third base by that Spore Crawler. There probably should be at least some significant Void Ray defense with Spore Crawlers up in both bases. Doesn't look like there's a lot of room to poke in for KiWiKaKi at this point. The Void Ray activity definitely did some damage to Don Ragu. He's now going to attack the macro hatchery. We do have some Hydralisks coming up, but that's just one Hydralisk there, and it's going to quickly go down. And until you reach a significant threshold of Hydralisks, I think that they're not going to be that useful. And we do have that significant number as we speak. As I speak, we've got well, quite a few. That's probably going to stop the aggression for the Void Rays. Looks like they are retreating. But I think that the damage was done, and we can see that we have a significant gateway army pushing forward that is going to back up what we've done with the Void Rays, and it looks like KiWiKaKi has pretty much switched his tech. He made 2 Void Rays, which forced Don Ragu to make a lot of Hydralisks. So now he's looking at a Hydralisk Roach army with no Zerglings, and then KiWiKaKi is sitting pretty well with some Sentries and Colossi. And I think that with the Colossus technology and the tech switch back to Gateway troops is going to pan out well for KiWiKaKi. Now it does look like Don Ragu is trying to do a counter push into KiWiKaKi's 3rd base over here, and looks like KiWiKaKi is pretty much prepared. Nice force fields taking out half of the Hydralisk. Now it does look like they are going to be able to take out the Nexus and stop production on that 3rd base. So this push in was pretty valuable, but I think he's going to lose a good chunk of his army here. That Void Ray is still hanging in there. And yeah, we are going to see a total decimation of Don Ragu's army, but the damage was done. And now KiWiKaKi is long distance mining, and he is going to do some kind of counterattack, but at this point we've got Roaches in the center, and we've got a 4th base going up for Don Ragu. So his macro is definitely in play. So a good face-off so far between these two. I think they're balanced in their macro play. Now that Stalker is just doomed. He ran right into the middle of that, but at least he has a good understanding of what kind of army's coming through. He's got the Phoenix in play. Hydralisks are pretty much gone, so we're looking at Roach, Zerglings, and then just some Hydralisks to back up, but I doubt they're going to see anything. Now he is pushing to the front, and I don't think don't think KiWiKaKi was ready for this just yet, and it does look like Zerglings and Roaches are getting into the main base of KiWiKaKi. This does not look good for KiWiKaKi. He is warping in units to try to do some defense against what's going on here. Looks like he probably will be able to hold this off. He has quite a few Colossi, but again, the Zerg macro play is definitely in play. No real significant damage to, where is my, I'm just pushing buttons. Is it T? Where is my, units killed? What is it? Units killed, Control R. Of course. Alright, so it does look like, workers killed on both sides was 3 and 4, so nothing really crazy happened there with that interchange. Lost a few workers, did penetrate his base. Now it does look like there's going to be some Mutalisks harassed here, and they are going to do a lot more damage than that initial push. I think that KiWiKaKi was ready for the other, but was not ready for the immediate Mutalisk harass that happened afterwards. Now he is trying to focus down this Robo Bay, which will severely hamper KiWiKaKi's tech work. I'm not even sure what's going on here. It looks like he's trying to defend his 4th base over here, and he's just letting the Mutalisks continue to harass. So 2-pronged attack from Don Ragu being very effective. I'm not sure what happened over here. Okay, he just destroyed the Robo Bay and then decided to vamoose out of there. Damage is done. We will not see Colossi from our Protoss player until he gets another Robo, so he is pretty much down to Gateway technology. And it does look like there's another Zergling push in here, and they are going to do a lot more damage. Now that I know the button, you can see that the worker damage is now significant and racking up as I speak. 33, 34. A lot of good damage going on, and he prevented him from even... He's pretty much stopped mining over there, and then we'll continue the Mutalisks harassment. A lot of multi-pronged effort coming out of Don Ragu. KiWiKaKi is going to force his way into the main base of Don Ragu, knowing that he's got 2 fronts out on the field. He decides to vacate that and just go straight for the heart of Don Ragu. Don Ragu is just continuing to push past this Protoss death ball, and it looks like he's going to focus on taking out KiWiKaKi's bases. It looks like it was almost going to be a base trade, but it looks like he is now blocking off the supply coming from KiWiKaKi to resupply his main front army. Dom Ragu is now massing his forces, and it looks like he's going to come up from behind and do a split multi-prong attack on KiWiKaKi, coming from both sides, coming from the main base and from behind, and it looks like he is good. It looks like some good work on KiWiKaKi's part to keep some of his stalkers and his Colossus alive. I'm still not really sure. Well, it does look like the Colossus finished off a lot of things, but the Mutalisk threshold is too high, and they were easily able to take those out. It does look like we got some stalkers here, but they are not significant enough to be able to deal with the number of Mutalisks that Dom Ragu has. And it looks like KiWiKaKi is definitely on the back foot. More aggression into the natural of KiWiKaKi. And again, I really don't think that this Gateway army is going to be able to deal with that high number of Mutalisks that are currently attacking. And KiWiKaKi throws in the towel with a good game. And that was a good game. A little bit of push back and forth, but I could definitely see the tide turning in Dom Ragu's favor over the last few engagements. And when he reached that kind of threshold of mutas, it was pretty much an uphill struggle for KiWiKaKi, knowing that he lost his whole army in that push into the main base of Dom Ragu. So, good game. I'm glad to be back to casting and hopefully do some more. Hopefully you enjoy it. Please subscribe, comment, thumbs up. Let me know how I'm doing. Help me improve my casting more. I'm trying to figure out where my space is. I don't need to take over the world. I just want to enjoy myself and expand esports. So if you got any suggestions for me, got any replays that you want to send me, send them my way and I'll see what I can do with them. Anyway, thanks for watching.